Hi guys, today you are in for a treat because we are here to put some more money into your pockets. I am Brigette Pierre, and today I have with me Jen Sweetface.
Hi.
Okay, so if you guys don't know anything about me, for the past 3 years, I have been using my home as a way to bring in extra money into my pockets. Okay, I have been doing everything from hosting parties, date nights, even overnight stays to add extra income into our pockets. This is really a new phenomenon that we are getting into. People are thinking of all different types of creative ways that they can turn their assets into profits. Okay? Instead of you having to get up and go to work for your house every day, how about you guys make your house pay for you to live there? Oh, that's all right?
Yes, that sounds, yes.
How about the house pays me some money? Okay, that's what I'm talking
We
about.
paid
right
enough for the house.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So today I brought Ms. Jen Sweetface here to talk to us because she happens to be someone who's been doing exactly what I've been doing, but in a different way. She's been using her home to bring in extra income, but she's going to tell us how she's been doing it. So Jen, tell us.
Thank you for having me, Brigette. Thank you. And congratulations on this podcast. This is just awesome. This location, everything is just beautiful. This is top notch. Congratulations on that. Thank you for having me. Yes, this is definitely a phenomenon where we're using our assets to, make more money, creative ways of doing it. I myself, background on me, I started this where I went through a divorce and I had extra room in my home. And I said, okay, I don't want to stop the lifestyle that I had when I was married. So I got to come up with a way to, continue on with my income. Mm-hmm. So I decided to use the extra spaces in my home just to rent out. And it started out with just me talking with some girlfriends on text messaging back and forth, say, hey, you guys know anybody that's looking for a room or, just to stay over on vacation or whatever, because I'm not too far from the beach myself. Mm-hmm. And so they were like, yeah, we know someone. So that's how this all started. I just needed some extra income, spread the word, and right away it started. And again, I've been doing it around the same time, also around like 3 years.
Okay. A lot of people would say you still have your kids at home.
Yes.
So how is that working out for you that you are renting out a room and you still have your kids at home?
Well, how my home is set up, there are rooms upstairs and there's a room downstairs. So I rent the downstairs room. I also want to get into the Airbnb, which I haven't yet for this home, but I have my kids every other weekend. So I would do it on the weekends that I don't have my kids when I start to do the Airbnb. But yes, I do rent out the bottom room in my home and I'm upstairs with my kids. Okay, so that's how it works for me. And it's been working out great because there's, again, the room downstairs, a bathroom, a storage, and then the common area. Right. And I also have, a good sized backyard. So the renter, can go anywhere in the common area that they want. Mm-hmm.
So, how has that worked for you in the past? Just having a renter or someone else extra in the house. How does that work for you?
At first I was kind of nervous because just like everyone else, I don't want anybody in my space,
right.
But then I said, let me give this a try and see how it works. I mean, what's the old saying? Nothing beats a try, then...
Exactly.
Right.
If you don't try, you will never know.
So I used a realtor. They did the background check.
Okay.
They did everything just as normal. And matter of fact, there was a few people that I had that came into the home and looked at it. And but then I decided to go with that renter.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So now you also considered hosting events at your house at one point.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did. Matter of fact, I redid my backyard to host events because I got that, creative idea. I was thinking about it, and then Bridget and I met up and we were talking about it, and I was like, yes, so she was kindly enough to come over, look at everything, and, assess, say, okay, this will be a great space.
Absolutely.
So there are so many things that you can do with what you already have. You don't, some people go out and say, how can I make extra money? What can I sit down, brainstorm what you have already you can use to make that income.
Exactly. And it's what works for your space. For example, in my space, we limited to about 30 to 40 people. So having very clear and definite guidelines or policies on what you want as far as events, whether you want to host a date night or maybe a dinner party. When you're looking into hosting events at your house, you basically want to have clear guidelines so that the person renting from you knows what to expect, and then everything can run smoothly. But on the Airbnb aspect of it, you mentioned thinking about renting out one of your rooms in the future for Airbnb. Like what is the potential income if you add it with the room that you can get extra income for downstairs? Like what are we talking about in terms? How much extra money can be made here just by renting out a spare bedroom?
Absolutely. Well, put it this way, and this is how I see it. Since I lost the body, I basically gained a body, as far as the income. So, the income it's unlimited. It depends on how much you rent the room for. It depends on how much you're going to Airbnb it for, because I know that you set your prices with, I guess, the season or how.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Airbnb goes with the type of room all the way up into the seasons, the dates, the weekends, holidays, all of that matters.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, it's unlimited, income you can make. It just depends on, what you list it for, how much. And I guess the Airbnb, like for me, when I decide to jump into the Airbnb aspect of it, I would be doing mine every other weekend. So it just depends on what I set the price for the room for that particular weekend.
See, some people don't know that. They don't know that when you list on Airbnb, you set the guidelines. It's not, okay, I'm listing on Airbnb, so now I got to Airbnb this room out all the time. You set the boundaries.
Right.
You say, okay, I want to rent it out this week, or I want to rent it out next week, or I want to rent it out for this month, or I want to rent it out for, that month. You don't have to always, be consistent and do it when it works for you.
Right. When it's convenient for me, which, that's what I'm sitting down and I'm brainstorming now. Once my renter leaves, or I do have the extra room, how I would go about doing that. And again, there's something that you have to sit down and brainstorm and put together. It's not like you could just get up and say, oh, I'm going to do this today. It's, definitely something that you have to think about and how you want to do it.
Yeah, for sure. So when I started doing this, hosting events, for us, it was going very, very well. But it started to become inconsistent. So, which is why now we are also trying out Airbnb with the house. We're also trying out Airbnb with the house. So currently, right now, we have the separate Airbnb that we have. It's rented.
Okay.
And our home, which we turned into an Airbnb, is rented.
Right.
Now we started out renting out just one room in the house, where we were giving out where we were doing like happy hour for the guests every night. But now we're doing it where we're renting out the whole house. We're trying it out to see, how much income it could bring.
Okay.
And I'm happy to say that currently both properties are rented out.
Oh, wow. So you have a total of 2 properties.
Yes.
Goals.
Right, well, it's our home, but we turned it into an Airbnb because of the possibilities. But now we don't just do Airbnb. We are also still hosting events. So let's say an event comes in before an Airbnb booking comes in. Now you have the option to block your home for that booking. That way you don't get double booked, and you can do one or the other, whichever one works for you at the time.
Okay.
So
and the people that come into your home when you do the Airbnb, because I'm separate because I have that one consistent renter where you have different people coming into your home. How do you feel about that? Have you met nice people, rude people? What type of people?
We normally don't run into the people that we rent out for overnight.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're currently working with a management company, so they're handling that for us. But there have been instances where we had to go back to the house for whatever reason.
Okay.
And we did run into the person who is renting the space, and very nice people. We have met some wonderful people throughout Airbnb. I really, I know there are some horror stories out there, but for the most part, these are respectful people that are coming to rent out your space. Normal, everyday people like you and I, so there's really not anything to be, so much afraid of. When we started doing this, we had to get a storage. We had to lock up cabinets and things like that because we had so much stuff. But for the most part, it hasn't been bad. It really has not been a bad experience.
Do you feel it's the price point that you set, or who you're marketing towards while you get these? Because again, I think one of the biggest fears for people to allow someone to come into their home is, oh my gosh, what kind of person am I going to get? Are they going to come and mash my place up or steal, or why do you feel like you've encountered good people?
I want to say it's by God's grace. It's by God's grace.
Yeah.
Because you never know who you're going to get.
Right.
You never know who you're going to get. And from my husband and I, it was more of, there's so much more to life out there. And we cannot be afraid. We're empty nesters.
Okay.
So in that sense, we're lucky. We don't have kids at home. So in that sense, we just have little Maximus. He's just,
cutest little thing.
Little dog. So we decided, we love our home very much. And let me tell you, my husband, he's the type of person where he does not want anybody in his space.
I can understand.
But we've talked it out, and we realized that at the end of the day, it's a house. If something is broken, it can be fixed.
Yeah.
But what is the end goal? What is the end goal? The end goal is wanting to live a life where we can travel. We want to live a life where we don't have to be in one place at one time. We don't want to work. We don't want to have to get up and work every day.
Yeah.
And we still want to enjoy our house when we want to enjoy our house.
Yes.
So that's the end goal. If your end goal is to be home every day, all day, every day, then Airbnb or renting out your property is not for you. But for us, it just seemed like a no-brainer.
Right.
It seemed like a no-brainer.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I definitely agree with that. And with the extra income, it allows you to do so much more. And that's what I told my kids. I sat down and I spoke with them. I said, hey, I don't want you guys to feel like, okay, because we're going through this change, that your lifestyle will be any different. I didn't go through this change and then I started making all this money. So I had to sit down and think, how can I make additional income? And like I said, I just brainstormed, came up with this. And luckily for me, like I said, I found a friend. I decided to go with her, with all the other people that came through, and it worked out well for me. It really did. I don't have any issues.
Does the kids have any issues?
No.
Have they ever complained to you about having an extra person in the house?
No, not at all. Because I explained to them, this is something that you have to sit. You're inviting basically a complete stranger in your home. So of course you want to sit down and speak with your family and say, hey, this is the reason why I'm doing this. I'm going to make sure that X, Y, and Z happens. I'm going to make sure that you're safe. Don't worry about that. And what I stressed to my kids and why I was doing it, I did not want them to, first of all, this is already a big change. I did not want their lifestyle to change at all. So we can still go on our trips. We can still, go out to eat. My son plays travel basketball, so that in itself is very expensive.
Exactly.
So, again, I didn't want any of those things to cut out because mom and dad couldn't see eye to eye. So I just explained to them that this is what mom is going to do to make additional income and to make sure that our lifestyle remains the same. And that is my goal. That was my goal of doing this. It wasn't because, I just wanted all this extra money. I just wanted to make sure that my kids' lifestyle remained the same. Our lifestyle remained the same.
So how's it been working out?
Great. I sometimes I pinch myself. I'm like, how did I even come up with something like this? And then this is really a thing to find out there's other people that's doing it. This is
Let me
really
tell
a
you,
thing.
it's a thing. I don't know how it started or where it got started from, but there are all these apps out there that you can list. Let's say if you had a nice backyard area with a pool. Some people are just renting out their pool for pool parties. Some people are renting out their boats. Some people are renting out rooms. Some people are renting out their cars. Now there's an app for cars. What is the app?
I think the Turo.
Turo. So there are just...
I think all of this started, if I'm not mistaken, around like COVID.
Yes.
Because people came up with some creative ideas. They had time to really sit and brainstorm and think, okay, the world isn't moving, but I still need to make money. So when the world starts to move again, we're okay.
Yes.
So I really think that this came about around that time.
It was because what happened during COVID? Nobody was allowed to hang out together. No more parties. You went to jail for having a freaking party, for having a get together. Like, I really don't know what that was about, but venues shut down, restaurants shut down. Whenever people want to get together, what's the first thing they do? Where you want to eat at, or where's a venue at a restaurant? And that's how we got started, because people realize that, number one, cooking at home or getting your own catering is always the best option. Because there are plenty of times you go to a restaurant and you spend so much money and the food is not even that great. Neither is the service. But imagine having a space where you can get together with your family, with your friends, where you bring your own catering, you have your own food, so you know it's going to be good. And then you just enjoy each other, in that space. It's more private, and people just grabbed onto that concept, and boom, it took off. And now there are apps where people are even, like, let's say you want to cater to children. There's people in Orlando that are decorating their dining rooms like Disney themed.
Wow.
Disney themed, so they'll rent out just the dining room.
Wow.
And they will have the characters come, they'll rent it out for a party. People will bring their kids for a party. The whole room is set up in Disney theme. You know, and they're just doing that.
That is awesome.
There's just, you have people that are catering to just couples. They're doing just date nights. So they will, and you know what? Here is the best thing about this. You do not have to own a home, because you can rent one. Let's say you have a couple that wants to do an anniversary date night or a birthday date night. They come to you as a concierge, and you rent out, let's say, a beautiful place on the beach or in a cottage somewhere, and then you set it up, and then boom, they come out there, have dinner, and you made your money. You can rent the space. If you don't own the space that you want to entertain in, you can always rent one.
Rent a space, and then you can do your thing. And it's great that you brought that up, and you're bringing up a lot of great ideas. I thought about that also because my kitchen is a decent size. I've had private chefs that has come to my home, and that was another idea besides the backyard. I went to a friend's birthday party about 2 years ago, and she had rented out someone's backyard to have the birthday party. So it's amazing. I know some people are sitting at home thinking, oh, I couldn't think of that, but there's a market for everything. There is a market. You can be a cook, look around, get online, and find out people that are actually renting out their kitchens and invite over guests there and charge.
It's crazy. There are chefs or cooks, because you don't have to be a chef. There are people out there that know how to cook, and you can go on Airbnb and rent out their experience. So let's say for $100 per person, you go to their home and they cook for you. You know, It's like a cooking experience.
Yes.
Where you learn how to make something, or they make something special for you that you could not get out of a restaurant. Like, how special is that?
Yeah.
Like, how creative is that? So if I know I'm cooking for my family every night, I'm not getting paid for that. But if I say to 8 people, hey, you guys want to have a dinner party for 8? I got you. I'm cooking. And you come there, all you got to do is show up, you sit down, you eat, just like you do at a restaurant, and you go home, and they leave happy and you leave happy.
Absolutely.
Like, you just made an extra $800 right there.
Absolutely. So
it's just endless. The possibilities are endless to hosting events at your home, or finding different creative ways that you can bring extra income into your home.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I feel like with you doing this podcast, and if anyone reaches out to you, I think that the service that you offer, just consulting and letting them know, hey, you can get, because I'm telling you, she came over to my home, she was like, Jen, you can do this, you can do that, you can bringing up all these ideas where you're not even thinking.
It was endless.
So and I'm glad that we have this space to really talk about it, and know that, hey, not because you're going through something in your life, meaning you should just throw your hands up and say, I can't, because I tell her all the time, I said, I went through something, and I'm like, okay, I can't sit down and like a dead dog and
cry about
take it and cry. Yeah, I just cried. No, I said, no, I got to think of these ways to make sure that my family is okay.
Yeah,
and ladies, men, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
You can use what you have to make that additional income. You can.
Yes, they always say that you have to get into an uncomfortable space.
Yep.
Before you decide to change.
Absolutely. Yep.
It's always, you got to be put there for your mindset to open up and realize that, maybe I don't have to work this job that I don't like going to every day.
Right.
Maybe I don't have to deal with this boss. Maybe, how many people came up with different ideas during COVID where they realized they did not have to take this anymore.
Yeah.
And now they are multi-millionaires in their businesses, in whatever it was that created candle businesses, just a bunch of different things. But this is how we started this whole idea, and it's been working. It has been working. We really can't complain. We really can't.
No, not at all. And that's why I'm glad that you're doing what you're doing to spread the word, to say, hey,
I got to get the word out there, Jen. I got to get the word out there, because when I am telling you, like last weekend we had an event. This event popped up out of the blue, and we made $1,200 in 4 hours. 4 hours. $1,200 in 4 hours.
You see, you're giving real numbers. These people are understanding real numbers.
It's real. And this is why I love events more than overnight, because you get more. You get more for less. You don't really have to leave your home if you want to do.
So someone at
events.
home is asking or thinking, how did that happen? Explain, how did that happen with you doing this event?
Okay. They found us on Google. And they contacted me, and they came over. And
what were they looking for?
They were looking. Well, it was a guy. He was looking for a surprise birthday party for his mom.
Okay.
So he loved the idea of coming to a home because, you know, he could give her any type of excuse.
Okay.
Hey, mom, we're going over to a friend's house.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So, I said to him, great idea. And he came over. He said, listen, I want you to set this up the same way you would set it up for your mom. So I'm like, okay. So they got tables, chairs.
Awesome.
Every Saturday there's a wedding.
Wow.
Here. Every Saturday there's a wedding here.
Very nice. So he wanted you to decorate.
Yes, he wanted me to decorate. So basically, we've been doing this for 3 years, where we're known to they just come and say that they want to rent the space. We rent the space out for per hour.
Okay.
We rent the space out per hour. Mm-hmm. If you want decorations, it's extra. And this is the good thing about events, because if you have a space that people like to gather in, you can rent it out per hour. And you can add tables and chairs. You can add decorations. That's also extra.
Okay.
You know? So he added all the fixings, and I actually gave him a great rate because he was so nice. And, you know, he ended up with a great party for his mom. She was so surprised and happy.
Oh, nice.
And
so how many guests did he have?
He had 30 guests.
30 guests, okay.
He had 30 guests. And
did you cater it? Did you call a caterer? How did that?
He brought his own catering.
Okay.
His sister did all the cooking. His sister and his cousin did all the cooking.
They cooked at your home?
No.
Okay, they brought it in.
They brought it in, and we helped them set it up on the table. They had it buffet style.
Okay.
And so we put all the foods into the warmers, and everything was set up for everybody. Appetizers, dinner, everything. They brought their own drinks.
Okay.
You know, if you want us to cater for you, we can cater for you. We have a caterer that helps us, and or you can go to a restaurant, or you can bring in your own catering.
Okay.
You want decorations? We can decorate for you, or you can bring your own decorations.
Okay.
If you want,
so these are just services that you offer with your home, your Airbnb, however you do it.
Yes.
You make it up. You create whatever it is. So the same thing, like, you know, the audience, you can do what you want to do. It's no set instructions as far as this. You create.
It's limitless.
Right.
It's limitless.
Okay.
You know, if you know you are a chef, you can base renting out your space on your catering. You know, you can say, hey, you want to rent my space? You got to rent get my catering. Of course, people would want taste testing or whatever that is. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's up to you, because we could have easily said, hey, we're just going to rent out the space and that's it. But we found out that a lot of our customers, they needed tables and chairs. So that was a hassle. They needed catering. So they needed a cake or some type of dessert.
Right.
So we partnered with some caterers, bakers, some party rental places, so that whenever our people came to us, we made it a one-stop shop.
One-stop. Okay, I like that.
One-stop shop. So they didn't have to look here for that, look here for this. We'll give it all to you. You know, and everything that they want more is, again, addition. Right. So you give them the invoice at the end, or is it something that they book online, that they want this, they want that, or when they get to you, you tell them different options, or how does that part work? Well, how we do it is we have a pricing list with everything on it. and you just tell us what you want. Because chances are somebody's going to want this, but somebody's not going to want that. Somebody might want balloons, somebody might want a banner. So it depends on what you want. But now that you mentioned that, that's not bad. That's not a bad idea to have like a checklist.
Yes.
To just check off boxes so that it'll be more detailed as to what you can get for your birthday or anniversary or whatever the occasion is to celebrate. That's not a bad idea.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks for that, for sure.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're winging it as we go along. There's no really set rules here. We're not a corporation. This is just a small family business, a side hustle that we started.
Yep.
And we love it. We've met some great people. We've had some fabulous parties. We even hosted. I don't know if you've seen this reality show, I Am Jazz. She's a young teenager.
Yes.
That's going through differences.
Her transition. Right.
Transition.
Yes.
And they filmed 2 episodes at our place.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that, girlfriend. Oh, excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah,
They did
nice.
2 episodes. That was fun. But how they found us was through the apps.
Oh.
So you have these amazing apps, Peerspace, Gigster.
Are they going to be linked below?
Eventective. I'm going to link them below. Yes, you'll find the information below. Because these apps will help recruiters find you. They will help people who are looking for a space to have an event in find you. Like, you could literally go on these apps, take a few pictures of your space, list your name, your identification, your address, take a few pictures, boom, 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 and in less than 15 minutes, you're live. Your listing is live and people can find you.
Wow.
That's how important these apps are.
Yes.
You know, that's how important it is for people to find you. And a lot of people don't know about these apps.
Right. I certainly didn't. I know you mentioned a few to me. And then, you know, as for me, I am still, you know, in that process of the Airbnb. I'm still brainstorming about that because right now the easiest thing for me, because I still work, I'm out there in the job field. So renting for me was just the easiest way right now. But yes, I do want to rent out my space or kitchen for different events because I know that there's a lot more money to be made.
Yes. You have a beautiful chef's kitchen.
Thank you. So I
Big
definitely
just gorgeous.
Yeah, so I definitely want to use that space for my advantage. But like I said, you know, I still have little ones at home, so it's kind of difficult for me to maneuver. But I'm still taking advantage of the extra income by the rental.
And that is the key. You have to know what works for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is going to work for you?
Yeah.
Is it the Airbnb? Is it the long-term rental? Is it events? Is it just date nights?
Yeah.
You know, what is going to work for you? Bottom line is you can find something. You can find something. I guarantee you, if you have 4 walls,
absolutely.
You can make extra money every month. Trust. You can.
Absolutely.
Just open your mind. Open your mind to the possibilities. You know, if you're tired of being sick and tired, listen to what we are telling you. You don't have to take it anymore. Okay?
And you know what, Brigette? I think that there's a lot of, or maybe there is, maybe there isn't. There's people that has also thought about overseas. So I think that's something that you could probably talk about on your next podcast. What do you think?
Overseas?
Overseas?
Yes. We both have experience in overseas.
Absolutely.
And we're talking about renting overseas.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We're talking about owning property overseas. Okay?
Yeah.
So definitely in the next podcast, we're gonna
limit it to just
we're
the
gonna
US.
dabble into that. Okay? Okay.
Let's think international.
Yes. You know, we have talked a lot and we have a lot in common. And This young lady right here is a businesswoman to the core. Okay.
Yes. Well, we have no choice sometimes, when we have kids and our lifestyle has changed. We got to do what we got to do to survive.
You never know what you're capable of until you give it a shot. You never know the possibilities until you give it a try. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give it a try, or else you'll never know.
You'll never know.
And nobody wants to
step out on faith. Yeah. Step out on faith. Don't sit and say, "Oh, I don't know."
Yeah,
you have regular women like ourselves that stepped out on faith and did our thing, and it's working for us, and it can work.
There is nothing special about us. Jen still works.
Absolutely. I'm still out there working every day, my 9 to 5, 40 hours, and I try to do as much more as I can.
Yes. And for me, I'm retired, but I worked for 30 years, and let me tell you, there is just nothing like having the freedom of knowing that you don't have to work, and knowing that there is money coming in, that the residual income coming in.
Absolutely.
That residual income, that's a new thing for the 2000s. And it's just a wonderful thing, just to have that peace of mind of knowing that you're always going to have some type of money coming in. But we are going to get into owning Airbnbs and owning Airbnbs overseas on the next episode. And trust me, you don't want to miss that one.
Thanks again for having me. This was an experience, and I can't wait to see the next podcast.
Jen, thank you so much for coming. This was wonderful. Definitely looking forward to the next time. And you guys, if you want any information, if you want any consultation, my information will be listed below. So please follow, please share, please like, and please know that what we are saying is nothing but the truth. We can show you the numbers. It's a fact. You never know where you are going to find your rental potential. It could be all around you. Look for it. Bye.